Hi friends, Ashley Berges here, and I'm glad you joined me again on another video because today I want to talk about owning 3 things that can make your life and make you more powerful. The first thing that you can own is your words. Being aware of what you say and how you use your words are very important. For example, when we use words like hate, hate holds a very deep meaning, an emotional value. Let me give you an example. I hate my life. Or, I love my life. Can you hear the difference in the vibrational tone? And can you feel the difference in my energy when I say it? When we use words, we have to be thoughtful. And remember that we can't take back what we say. Sure, we can't apologize, and I've done it many times in my life, but we can't erase the words that we say. And people remember them forever. Relationships have been broken up, and the power of words have divided entire families for an entire lifetime. So being thoughtful of what we say is golden. The second thing that you can begin to own right now is to own your thoughts. Owning your thoughts. Oftentimes we have negative thoughts that influence our entire life. Our negative thoughts about ourselves and our surroundings are contained in what I like to call a broken record. And that broken record resides in your mind. And that broken record is an accumulation of the negative thoughts you have about yourself, the negative thoughts you have about your life, and the negative thoughts you have about your surroundings. It's usually generally predicated on yourself. For example, people might think in their head, and they might hear in their head, I'm a loser, I'm never going to add up to anything, I'm a slut, anything in between. And people begin to think those things over and over again based on past things that they did in their life. Okay? And so they begin to think that. So anytime they walk into any occasion, anything, they're thinking those negative lyrics in that negative broken record, and they're acting from that position. Some of us, however, don't hear the record anymore. We don't hear the words, I'm a loser, or whatever in between. We often act from a position, and we're unaware of where it comes from. Let me give you an example. Oftentimes, when we're unaware of our broken record, we do a lot of self-sabotaging behavior. Recently, I had a client come into my office who had a huge meeting coming up the very next morning and had a possibility of getting a huge promotion. And instead of following normal protocol during the weekdays about going home, fixing some dinner, watching some TV, maybe having a drink or two and going to bed, he decided to do the exact opposite. Ended up going out, partying, and the next thing you know, he's getting home at 3:30 in the morning, waking up the next day feeling really bad, getting to work late, and what happens? He doesn't get the promotion, okay? Now, some people might say, well, that was just bad luck, or he was talked into all these things. But really, if you think about it, knowing how important that meeting was, and knowing the fact that you have the opportunity of getting a promotion that you've always wanted, and self-sabotaging yourself in the last hour means that to some degree, you have a negative broken record about how you won't be a success, you're never going to move up, you're never going to get that promotion. And those are things that we need to look into. And that leads me right into the third thing that you want to own, is to own your actions. When we own our actions, we become aware of our actions and how they're interpreted by others. Do you know that a lot of people are constantly watching you to see what you're going to do? You might not even be aware of their eyes on you. Oftentimes, you can educate somebody into doing the right thing or the wrong thing, but also people learn about you by watching what you do. You know, the second thing about actions is that actions speak way louder than words. And I know we hear that oftentimes, but let me go in depth a little bit more about that. Actions are the way that our words and our thoughts come together. It's how we actually use that and act. Oftentimes, it's what's going on in our own mind, right? So we might say something to somebody else and tell them that we believe in this, or we want this reform, or we really care about them, or we would never do anything to hurt them, or I'd never cheat on you. But what happens when the person catches them cheating on them? What happens when the person catches that person lying to them, or on the phone talking badly about them? What happens? I know in my past when I've had that happen to me, well, I feel neglected, I feel sad, I feel depressed, and I don't want that person around me. But their words were different than their actions. You know, the third way to be aware of your actions and to own them is to realize that actions tell a story. What you do in life directly relates to the kind of person you are in what matters most in your life. The things that you care about, you'll do things about. The things you actually want to do, you'll actually act on instead of just talking about it. The fourth thing is to ask yourself, are my actions antithetical to my words? Bingo, this is the big enchilada right here. Because if your actions are antithetical to your words, what does that mean? You don't have all three things going together if that's the case, because think about it. When your actions are antithetical to your words, right, that means that they're not all balanced. You don't have all three things going, because I want my thoughts to be positive. I want my thoughts to be self-affirming in a positive manner. I want my thoughts to be radiating and loving and wide opening and perspective offering and not like limiting my life and not making me feel small and a loser. And I want to look at things in a bright way. And then if I look at things in that way, right, then the way I speak will be from a positive, affirming direction, meaning I'm not going to be talking about hating and anger and how pissed off I am. I'm going to be thinking about how happy I am, but yet how positive I can be. But even if things aren't really going exactly my way at that time, I can be proactive in my response and proactive in my actions to not keep going down that slippery slope path of negativity and having more things fall out. But last but not least, you have your thoughts that accumulate into your words, that if your words are balanced, so will your actions. So if you're not owning your words or your actions, think about it. You're not being as powerful as you could be, because all three things have to be in harmony for you to be the boss. These three things, if used correctly, can be the most positively powerful things in your life. And if you have them in harmony, you become the boss of your own life. And a lot of people look up to you because they look up to you for what you offer, and they know that there's something different about you. But it's not about them. You've realized that actions and thoughts and words are the three most powerful things in your life. You can't buy them, you just have to work with them. And be honest with yourself and open your mind to seeing that you can have a different perspective, but also aligning them is similar to like aligning your chakras. When we do what's right, it's like amazing and fulfilling. So I really appreciate you watching this video. I hope that you like it. If you have any questions, if you'd like to ask me more about the negative broken record, or how to eliminate some of those thoughts in your head, or even how to rewrite that record, I can help you. Just comment below and I'll respond. Also, if you have any other ideas for videos that you'd like me to talk about, please add those in the comments below. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I would really love it if you do, because it does matter and it does show that you actually love the content and we want to make more content for you. And also, feel free to share this with your friends and family and anyone that you think might be inspired by it, and anybody that you feel might need to get this information to become a boss in their own life. Use this information wisely, the whole enchilada, and live your true life today.